Holy shit. If you guys did not see UFC 229, you guys are going to be seeing that shit everywhere. We've never even seen Conor McGregor walk out like this to start off. I mean, he came out just looking so different than he normally does. He was looking a lot more stiff, and I noticed that when he first came out, and that was a little bit worrisome from right there. And then honestly, Khabib was just constantly taking him down the entire time. And Conor, I mean, which is what everyone expected him to do. But Conor was not able to stop the takedowns. He was being pushed against the fence. Khabib was just driving in a lot of pressure, doing what he does best, pulling him down to the ground, hopping on top, pounding him nonstop. You guys have seen this in every single one of Khabib's fights, and it was absolutely no different tonight. And man, we have never even seen Conor McGregor in any of those positions before. And just seeing him in that, I could tell that that was really breaking his confidence. So basically, if you guys watched the end, a huge brawl breaks out. And basically what took place was Khabib was choking out Conor. Let me pull this up real fast. So in 2 minutes of the fourth round, Khabib really was on top of McGregor's back. He had complete back control, and he managed to slip in a neck crank. If you guys look right here, you can see that his arm isn't completely under Conor's neck. Conor doesn't actually have a choke. There wasn't any real worry about Conor being tapped out from not being able to breathe. He was in a complete neck crank. So his neck was turning so far that he was literally, it was just starting to really, really hurt. I mean, it's an extremely painful position. Conor taps him right away. You see Khabib has a lot of anger, a lot of aggression. He is not ready to be done with that fight. He's screaming at him. As soon as he's done, he runs and he throws his mouth guard and he begins to go right to the corners. And if Herb Dean wasn't there when he first got off Conor, there's no way that Khabib would have stopped. Khabib was ready to keep on ground and pounding. And as you guys know, this has been very deep, very political. A lot of issues have been going on inside of this. This isn't just winning a UFC match. This is truly Khabib doing what he does best and protecting his legacy. His father has raised him to be an absolute warrior throughout his life. And honestly, I've never been on this Khabib hype train. I've always been a huge Conor McGregor fan, but I mean, guys, you got to look at these fights. I mean, he's doing exactly what he's done to everyone. And everyone knows what he's going to do. He's going to go in for the takedown, but you're just not going to be able to stop it. Then he gets on top of you. So Khabib screaming at the corner. He's obviously in Conor's corner. He's screaming at one of his men, but we're not able to see who it is yet. Khabib jumps the fence. The guys are trying to grab him. They're not able to get control on him. I mean, he's Khabib fucking Nurmagomedov. So he jumps the fence. And he rushes right into the crowd, and you can see him, the guy with the blonde hair that is Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu coach, Dillon Danis, and they begin to scuffle. I mean, this is just an absolute fight right now in the middle of the crowd. I mean, Dillon Danis looks furious. I mean, if you guys know anything about Dillon Danis is Conor McGregor's right-hand man. Absolutely crazy to be seeing something like this. So right now you're going to see Khabib walk back into the cage. So right here, you see a guy jumping the fence. And he's coming from Khabib's corner. He is teeing off on Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor still getting up, still trying to, kind of get a handle on everything that's going on. He was just tapped out, and he's kind of looking around, trying to understand what was everything that was taking place, who was fighting. And man, someone jumps over the back of the fence and just starts to attack Conor, which is from Khabib's corner, which is a huge deal. I mean, Khabib already jumped into the crowd and began to fight. That is a huge no-no for the UFC. I mean, there's definitely going to be some serious repercussions. I wouldn't actually be shocked at all if Khabib got his belt stripped. I mean, especially with the UFC being such a big fan of Conor, it would almost be a benefit of the UFC to be able to strip that belt from Khabib. So for the next few minutes, they completely zoom out. They're not letting anyone see what happened on the inside. I'm really hoping that we're going to get a lot more footage of people in the crowd who are filming on their phone. And hopefully we'll be able to see a little bit more of what was going on underneath. So after the fight was over, they managed to walk Conor McGregor out of the ring. And I think that was kind of a good thing because I don't think that he was kind of ready to do a post-fight interview after everything that happened. Then you see Khabib, he's still in the corner kind of arguing with a lot of people. And then Dana White comes in and he says to him, I can't put this belt on you. If I put this belt on you, people are going to start throwing things. It's just going to be an absolute riot. And Khabib doesn't really seem to care. He said, I trained for this. He's basically saying that this is my fight and I deserve this belt. I don't care. But, I mean, it's the UFC. The UFC has to protect themselves. I mean, that was pretty much the end of the fight. I really do believe that Khabib is going to have a lot of repercussions for this. I'm really interested to see how Conor McGregor chooses to handle this. I'm not actually too sure that we're going to see him in the post-fight press conference, especially considering the fact that that fight kind of broke out. So I'm not too sure we're actually going to hear from Conor for a few days, but hopefully I'm wrong. I'd love to hear what he has to say about everything. If I was in Vegas, I would absolutely try to get out of there because it is just going to be absolute riots. You have both people's families' towns that are coming from all over the world, and they are just outrageous with each other. It's just an absolute crazy situation. So I hope that you guys all loved UFC 229. I'm sure you guys are going to be seeing highlights everywhere, and I'm sure in the next few weeks we're going to hear so many things coming out, especially within the next few days. So I hope that you guys enjoy the video, and make sure you guys like.